So I did children's church at chapel yesterday, and I definitely have a picture of that, so maybe here I'll show that. But they definitely gave me a flower. It was Mother's Day yesterday, and I was like, oh no, I'm not a mom. And they were like, but you might be one day. And I was like, please, please speak that over me. I was like, yes, I would love to be a mom one day. But I thought that was so cute, my little flower. I wish I had a vase for it, but I don't. But children's church was really cool. I went over Philippians 4:8-9, and kind of my talk was on how, because I love that piece of scripture. I think about, that's probably one of the pieces of scripture I think about the most. It talks about that we need to focus our attention and our thoughts on things that are lovely and pure and admirable and excellent. And there's a lot of times during the day, throughout every day, that I'm like, okay, is this lovely? Is this thought lovely? Because many thoughts just kind of go through my mind throughout the day, especially if it's been kind of like a hard day. I'm like, okay, is this thought lovely? Because there's so much like research, counseling wise behind that, of how good it is to place good thoughts in your head. So I love that that's scripture. So what I talked to the kids about, I was like, so your mom, she's lovely. And I was like, can anybody tell me ways that their mom is lovely? And some kids were like, no ways. And I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, I was like, did she make you breakfast this morning? And they were like, no, she didn't. I was like, well, did she help you put your clothes on? And they were like, no, she didn't. And I was like, okay, awesome. But I like the first part of, I've always focused on Philippians 4:8, but never Philippians 4:9. And I like that Philippians 4:9 talked about how we do these lovely things because we follow God. So I really like that. And I was like, so your moms are doing these things because they follow God, and how are ways that we can follow God today and be lovely to our moms? So it was really short and simple, and it was good. But I am on my way to go do homework. Shocker. I'm already exhausted. It's only like 5:30 and I'm so tired, and it's Monday. I'm already exhausted, but I have so much homework I still have to do, which I'm ready to be done with that so I can go and explore. But we definitely went to go visit a hiking trail today, which I'll post a picture of that. That was pretty cool. Looking that up on the map, and I didn't realize that's what that was.
That mountain over there is Antelope Island.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you see this,
So I'm definitely repping like Air Force today, and I'm sure the Starbucks people are like, we know who this girl is, because every time I go in there I always have my Air Force, or like I have my backpack that has my name on it, so I'm sure they're like, this girl always comes in. But it is raining again. This is 3 days in a row that it's rained here, and this weekend when it rained, it was the coolest thing. There was snow just covering all of the mountains, and it was so awesome. Because like there's so many clouds and you couldn't see anything, and then when it lifted up, it was the coolest thing. It's just a little strange that it's storming here so much, because it hasn't stormed in a long time at home. So it's kind of strange, and you might be able to hear it. It actually hailed the other day here too, which I'm just like not used to that. But before I go in and do homework and possibly like upload this right as I go do that, because I have internet here, whereas other places I don't have the internet. At my hotel I don't have the best internet. Ooh, the storm's getting bad really quick, so I'm gonna go inside soon. But one thing I noticed about being especially a chaplain candidate, so I'm out on this tour to learn, is that I can learn the best when I volunteer myself, or if I say yes to things. I think there's like a boundary line that you definitely have to keep, because you can't say yes to everything, because then you're gonna get just like burnt out really badly. And I was actually talking to one of the chaplains about that today. But ugh, the storm is getting bad. I need it. So say this real quick, but as a candidate I'm here to learn, and also the way that I volunteer, I get like, it's not an OPR, but it's almost like an OPR at the end of it. I get evaluated at the end of it, and the way that I conduct myself during this time all depends on that. So if I am looking like I'm never excited to go to an event, or I, like, at the end of the day, I'm just like, no, I don't want to do something, or I keep to myself, then I'm not going to have a really good OPR, but then I'm just not going to learn a lot. Whereas I try to hang out with as many chaplains as I can and talk to them and build relationships with them. And when they say, hey, you want to go do something? I'm like, yeah, let's go do it. Because there has to be that first time that I'm going to do something. So that's one thing to keep in mind, especially as a candidate, is even if you're tired, like I've been going home and doing homework every single day since I got here. And that's kind of my normal life, but I feel like my normal job, I'm not really, like, I have a lot of hours during the day that I'm by myself and kind of just working on the computer, whereas here is we're like moving and we're constantly having to be like on all the time pretty much. So it's, I don't know, it's a little different here, I feel like, but that's just one thing to be prepared for and try to do well at, is just volunteering for things and saying yes, because there always has to be that first time. And so it's better to do that first time under supervision when you're a lieutenant than doing it when you're a captain and you're not under supervision and no one's there to kind of help you out and tell you what you can do better next time. So tomorrow I'm doing a reintegration briefing, which it is crazy to me just like how many people get deployed and come back that are here. I'm just like not used to that that tempo, but they all have to have a briefing when they come back, so the chaplains do that, and so I'm giving that briefing tomorrow. And instead of me being anxious about it, I'm just gonna trust that God is gonna provide, and God is going to help me out during that time. And I've seen this briefing twice now, and if anything happens, I can only do better. So, and I'll look over the slides tonight, but just not being anxious about it, but volunteering for it, because there always has to be that first time. So that's kind of the only chaplain wisdom that I have for y'all today. I just have seen that it just does well for you if you volunteer and you say yes, and you always got to do it once, and then after that it's usually a lot easier.
You take the best of me, make it